Hello, everybody. I had no volume then. Hi, guys. Welcome. My name is Belinda for those that are new, and today is a live color and chat. So there will be chatting and live conversation going on in the live chat under the video. Hi, guys. We've got the biggest early bird ever, Miss Laura. Welcome. Look at all this chat. I'm just looking all the way up there. All right, we had Beth Ann, Cassandra, Laura, Rita, who else? Abby, Heather, hello, Janine, hello, Helen, hello, welcome. Guys, you're also early. The early birds. To me, it's early because it's only 9:25 here in Australia, and it's cold. It's freezing. All right, where's my book? I'm going to get my book out with all my names because I forget everybody. We had Miranda and Mia. Welcome, guys. Caran, hi. The lovely Sparkle, welcome. Oh, Sparkle be Linda. And who else? Oh, alarm's going off. No, you can't call me. Getting phone calls while I'm trying to go live. Just great. Who else did we have come in there? Rita. Rosa, hello. Welcome, everybody. So, yeah, Monday morning, early here. Bright. No, not bright. Miserable here. Oh, I'd love to enjoy the heat. Actually, I could just stay. I should move to Western Australia. It's always warm there. It's always cold here. So, guys, I decided to try something different this color along and use tan toned paper. Pretty excited. This is the one I'm using, just so everyone knows. I did see it, and I've seen, and on Patreon she just posted a new image, and who else just posted a brand new image? Oh, Enys, the lovely Enys, who we're doing today. Hello, Mrs. Coffee. Welcome, Maria. Hi. I've got my cuppa. It's nice and hot. I love this cup. My friend gave it to me for my birthday. It's got my name on it. Can you see that without me tipping it over? And I love the color. It's pretty. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. And we're going to be using Prismacolors today. Because why not? I've been alternating between Prismacolor and Polychromos now for over a year and a bit. Helen, she's gorgeous. My lovely baby nanny. She is very cute, and I have a short little I just had somebody, CHB Creations, I'm not sure who that is, had their account hacked, and I got this random message from them this morning. It was so weird. But apparently it was hacked, so that's why I got that email. Anyhow, what was I saying? Puppy, yes. Let me just see if I can find my video. Somewhere here, there is a video of this. Well, let me just show you a couple of the pictures. There she is. Look at her. Hard to see in this light, but she's so gorgeous. So, she's very cute. She's grown up really, really, really quickly. And, oh, Enys just joined my group. Yay! Welcome. She's very gorgeous. She's 6 weeks old on this weekend, so on Monday. So it looks like we thought we were getting her in a week, but it looks like it might be 2 weeks. I'm not sure yet, but no, she's a American Staffy. Very, very cute. Hi, Shelley, welcome. Wendy, welcome. Kathy, welcome. She's definitely getting big. I'm just reading all of the comments. Yes, hello to Enys. Hope she's watching. But she did just join the group, so perfect. Now, I've been saying her name wrong, and oh, thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Coffee. I've been saying Enys's last name wrong, and I've never really been sure how to say it. But I've been calling her Enys Guerrero, but it's actually Guerrero. Guerrero, I think. I think Elaine did try to tell me that once, but you know, I forget these things. Oh, that's tiny, Mia. Heather is kindly popping up some links. She's popped up Enys's Etsy store. Also, Enys has Patreon. I think there's a little information button up here in the top corner that will take you straight to her Patreon, and also my Patreon page as well. I have posted everything on Patreon, and I've also posted it in my Facebook group. So if you're not on Facebook, you can still get the information and the image by following the link to my Patreon page, because it is a public post. Guerrero. Yeah, so I just say it wrong, and you know, I apologize for that. But I'm using this paper today, and I do have a link if you have not tried it before. I do have an Amazon link here if you would like to try it. I'm going to paste it here. Now, the Tantone paper, white is extremely prominent. And as you can see actually in this little picture here, white is like your best friend on this paper. Linda, welcome, sweetie. So we want to utilize that as much as we can when we use Tantone paper, because it really makes the image stand out. And that's what I love about it. So I thought we'd give it a go. And I love using Prismacolors on this paper. It comes up absolutely beautiful. And I think we need to give it a go. I've done a few images on Tantone paper, but I think I've only done one small quick live video yonkies ago, probably one of my first actually, where I was colouring up a Henna calzone image on it. So yeah, but don't fret, you can use normal white paper, exactly the same process as I'm going to do, so you can do it on white paper. I've kind of got a little bit of an example for white paper as well, so I can show you that as we get in. You can see it. Hi Dawn, welcome. So yeah, it went very well, Mia. We had loads of fun, and I still haven't finished the image. Ugh, I've just been so busy. This is what I've done so far. I'm just getting it out now. She's getting there. Very, very, very slowly, but she's getting there. She's going to look awesome when she's done, if I ever get her finished. And the lovely Heather won the box set. Lucky duck. I want the book in it. Yeah, we had a great time. It was great. Yeah, we've got heaps of Lindas. Well, two at least. Hi, Cece. Welcome. Janine. Still here. So Janine and Linda are actual cousins in real life? Yeah, no, that's fine. You can use, Barbara, you can use any paper. I was just saying that you can use any paper. It works on white. The only difference is that on Tantone paper, the white is a lot more prominent and you can really see those highlights a lot more. On white paper, it's a little less prominent, but you can definitely still use everything on there. I've even done a practice image on white paper, so I couldn't speak then, on white paper as well, which I'll show you in a little bit because we're going to do a couple of alternatives just in case people find what I'm going to do a little bit too time consuming. There is a quicker way to do something effective as well. So, but today we're going to need a couple of things. Now I figured I didn't put this on the list because I figured most people would have a hole punch. So just a regular office hole punch. And also you're going to need a scrap piece of paper. So I had some watercolor paper here that I was playing with some markers on, and I've punched a couple of holes in it. So it's quite thick, this paper. I couldn't find any scrap card for some reason, but any kind of paper will do. But something a little bit thicker than normal copy paper. You want something with a little bit of substance so that you can use it as a stencil. Okay, that's number one. Number two, white or tan-toned or grey-toned paper actually is really good too. Give coloured paper a try. So this is the multimedia or mixed media paper, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's really soft. But we do need to do a few more layers than I would normally do on my white paper. So on Neenah, it's slightly different. So do you want to see what we're going to do today? No worries, Heather. Linda. Belinda. Tasmania. Okay, cool. So my printer takes this. Oh, that's another thing. Thank you so much, Cece, for bringing that up. Anyway, this paper is actually, just before you go ahead and buy it, make sure that your printer will take 300 GSM paper. This is 184 pounds, so it's really thick. It's like card. My printer takes card. It has a flatbed print as well, so I can actually go thicker than this. Not that I've ever done thicker than this. It actually takes this okay, but some printers don't take thicker paper, so make sure your printer will take it before you go and spend the money to get it, because if you can't fit it through your printer, that's going to be a bit of a pain. My printer is an Epson Workforce, I don't know what model, oh, 7710. I love it. Love, love, love it. It's actually the second one I've had, because the first one had some sort of fault in the Wi-Fi, and it wouldn't connect to my computer, so we ended up getting it, they replaced it for us, which was good. But I've had no problems with it other than that particular problem, which happened to just be in that printer. So other copy shop will do it for you. I'm not sure. I've never taken my own paper to a shop and said, can you print this for me? But very clever, a very clever idea. Mine fits up to A3. So that's another thing. This paper's bigger than a normal A. This is a 9x12. These pads come even bigger, which is kind of cool, all the way up to like A3 and bigger. Hi Holly, welcome. But if you're putting it through your printer and it only prints through, it will print the paper, but it's not, you will need to crop it down. So usually it's the width and the length, but usually you have to crop the width, so you'd crop the sides of it. Hi Charlotte, welcome. Ah, Linda, you do. It's a good printer. Actually, it's funny, Linda, about your Canon. I actually have a HP inkjet printer, and I recently swapped my Wi-Fi to Google Wi-Fi. Not because it's Google, but because it was supposed to be a better one. And it doesn't have the WLAN button thing to sync older printers. So my HP no longer connects to my wireless, because I can't get the thing to link to it at all. So I'm really frustrated about that, but it happens. All the new stuff, they change and things don't work. It's, yeah, frustrating. Hi Melanie, welcome. Hi Emma, welcome. It is frustrating, isn't it, Emma? This tiny little bit of paper and it doesn't fit. You'd think that they would make it slightly bigger for those papers that would just not, fit. All of the links are in the description below the video, Chai, so pop down and have a look there. All right, I think it's nearly time to start now. We've everyone started to come in. I've almost finished my cup of tea. I'll just run through what I've got today. I've got a mono eraser. I've got a paint pen. You don't have to have this particular brand, but I'm using it because I like it. It's easy to hold. You could use Postal. You can use white gouache. I'll just grab out here. I've got some Art Spectrum white artist gouache. Gouache. It's like Guerrero. I've got a dusting brush. I've got a piece of paper to lean on. Somewhere in here. Alright, I lied. I don't have a piece of paper to lean on. Sometimes I do that. Here we go. Because Prismacolors smudge. And you don't want the oil of your hands on the paper really either. Okay, I also have a Jelly Roll pen. This is the smaller one. I have my Prismacolors. All these are listed in the event description, or in the event discussion, I should say. And also they are listed on the Patreon post that I've done. It is in the description below. Both the link to the event and also the link to the Patreon post as well. So I've got white. I've got black. I've got, for the skin, lots of colours actually. We're going to use Henna, Mediterranean Blue, Deco Peach, Nectar, Rosy Beige, Eggshell, Lilac, actually no, sorry, Lavender, I always get those two mixed up, and Dark Purple. We've got green here as well, which we'll be using a little bit in the skin. We've got turquoise, cobalt turquoise. I've nearly lost the name on that one. It'll get to a point where I'll go, what's this one again? and light aqua, and then also I've got a little bit of black raspberry, magenta, and hot pink for some pink areas of skin. So we're going to have fun. Hi Christy, welcome. What's happening, Sahara? I missed that. Hello and welcome. Oh no. So guess what? Before I start, I want to wish my eldest baby a very, very happy 20th birthday today. She's off getting ready for her day. And yes, we're going to have some family over tonight. Have some birthday cake, you know, all of that stuff. Yes, we're going to have some fun with these colours. I'm just trying to move everything so I don't lose them. I think I need a tray. But of course I've moved, oh there it is. I've moved everything and I always forget where I've put everything. Got a little bit of an old tray here, so I'm just going to pop them in there so they don't roll off my desk, because that happens all the time. And I'm not using gouache, so that can go away. So Alicia usually helps here on a Monday. She does a colour list for patrons. So yeah, so it'll be good. She's only 20. I'm not that old. I'm not that old. Not that old at all. You've seen tan paper on Etsy? I have a link for it on Amazon. I have not seen it on Etsy. Here I got mine from the art shop. I get a lot of my stuff from the art shop. It's awesome. We don't have an equivalent of other art stores here. Yeah, only 20. I wasn't suggesting that it's... I'm just saying that I'm not that old yet. Linda, you're not much older than me, though, so... It's just, you know, I don't know. Age doesn't bother me. You know, once you hit the age of 30, it doesn't matter how old people are. You get used to it. So we're going to do 2 different types of skin. We're going to do... Today on camera, I'm going to do this skin here. Well, I'm going to attempt to do it in a larger size. This is mini sized. If you're not thinking that you want to achieve or try to attempt something like that, you could do the other one, which I've done slightly different with no scales. But how cool does that look? We're going to try and do that today. Doesn't she look sexy? She looks dark and mysterious. Yesterday I spent all day trying to achieve scales. So cool. All right, so of course trying to achieve scales in an easy manner so that everybody can do it. So, hi Josley. Oh, congratulations, Christy. So I've just punched some holes. And what I've done with my little hole here, excuse me, is I've split it into quarters. So down half and then half that way. And you could use... Actually, I'll see if I can find the scrappy piece I had here. So you can use the larger half or the bottom half of the hole to create larger scales, or you can use a quarter of the circle to make smaller scales. So that was me playing around with them. So the template can be used for big or small. Okay, I'm just going to fold my piece of lean on paper up a bit because it's just going to annoy me like that. Alright, so first of all, there's two different ways we're going to be able to do it. As I said, I did two different versions, so I had this version and this version. So just quickly, I'll just show you, this is a face that I've started to do on white paper. It's not finished yet, but I just wanted to show you how I did the simpler version before we move on to do the whole skin. So for the simpler version, there's actually some lines already marked in around the face of her, and I'm just going to follow those around, and we're going to do like a honeycomb kind of, or crisscross kind of pattern. So just following those lines that were already there. And I've just done that all the way up the side of her face. And then I've just turned it and done them on an opposite angle. So I'm going to come on this direction. So doing crisscross. Now I've just got to move it so that I'm coming on the right direction. Going back that way. And now it's not working. I need to turn it on a bit more of an angle and go that way. So I've got a bit of a crossover pattern going on. So everything's exactly the same, except all I've used on the easier version is dark purple and lilac to create this kind of crisscross pattern on this one here, which you can hardly see, but I'll just bring it in a bit closer. You can see on the side there. So a little bit simpler, and if you don't have a lot of time and you don't want to sit and do the little scales, then that would be the simpler way to do it. So that's not completed yet. The skin color's still got a little bit more working to do, but I just wanted to show you at this point that you could do little crisscrosses on it instead of the full-on scales. Hi, Donna. Donna, it goes to Dropbox, so it should open an external link. All right, so we're going to produce our scales. I want to do the scales first to get them on there, and then we can go and fill out the skin around it. The link is in the description below, Donna, if you want to try there, or you can go to my Patreon and it's also there as well. So one of those links will hopefully work for you. Hi, Morticia, welcome. So let's do some scales. All right, it's really just, oh, I need to sharpen my pencil first. So if you wanted to do bigger scales, because this is a larger sized image, you could do bigger scales on her. I'm actually going to do them the same size. I quite like them this tiny little size. I think they're cute. So I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to find a space to do my first one and then go from there. I'm going to start here and work my way down, and then I'll go back up and work up again in a moment. So we'll start here. I'm going to use these 2 points on my little circle, and I'm just going to draw in from one point to the other. Okay, broken pencil. I'm using Mediterranean blue to do this. So I've drawn in one of my scales. So from there, I'm going to add another line of scales. So I'm coming into the middle of this one. I'm going to draw a half circle off the middle of that one. And so we've started to create a little bit of a shape there. I'm going to come in next to it, so roughly the middle. And this one's going to come over a hair, so I'm just going to stop short of the hair. Just like that. So I've created, I don't know if you can see that very well. So I've created one half circle there. And I could probably add one right next to it as well because it's coming off to the edge of the skin still. So I'm just going to do another little line there. So that's like the first lot of scales. So if I was to come above that now, I'm going to go to where that joins at the top there. And I'm going to go to the middle of my 2 marks and put that one over the top. So we've started to create that looping pattern. How cool is that? Really quick, easy, simple, something that you can grab anytime, and you can get some really nice even scales. So let me just draw the larger ones. So this is if I did a whole half, or half is a whole half. Anyway, you get the picture. So we've created some loops. Doesn't matter if they're on a different angle. I'm just lining up those 2 marks and creating the next one underneath. So it's the same with the quarter circle. Obviously it's a little bit smaller. 1, 2, and then just lining those up in the middle. So they're a lot smaller. No, it should work. Did you try the actual going from a different program, like going not from Facebook? I know that everyone else has had no trouble with it. No, it doesn't make a difference. It should open Google Drive. Okay, that looks like a little nose, and that's it. Anyway, it's a mouth. It's cute. Let's keep going. You may have to adjust the angle depending on where you're adding them as well. Yeah, it shouldn't make a difference where you are. The link should work anywhere. It's just a host site, Google Drive or Google Docs or whatever. You can go, I think you can, for free, you can have up to 5 gig stored on there. So it's a cloud drive. So I'm just trying to draw them randomly over the image. I need to add a couple of loops at the top here to get it a little bit larger or wider down the bottom here. So I'm just doing that here. So just extend it out now to more on the side of the face. That was a larger one. Some I've just stopped on the edge because I'm going to actually do a bit of a white. I'm just going to grab my white pencil and mark it. So just down on the side of the face here, I'm just going to do a bit of a curved line with my white pencil. That's my highlight that I'm going to do on her side of her cheek. So I want to keep that free. So it's just a little bit of a curve coming from the side of her eye around towards the side of her mouth here. Just coming around in that angle. I'd say it's something to do with yeah, you can hand draw them. I just didn't I did hand draw my first ones, but I wanted it sort of a way that everybody could do it because not everyone can do that. Doesn't it just pop out? The link's also in the description of this video, and it's also on Patreon too, so you should be able to get it from there as well, on my Patreon. So now I can keep going around that. So I want to put one here to bring it round. And of course I stuffed that up, didn't I? That didn't work well. That's all right. I'll erase that one. Underneath it. There we go. Doesn't matter if they're not completely even either. Cool. Now let's go from the middle of that one. No, that's not right, but I need to fix that one up. It's not right. We're going to be colouring over that too, so you won't be able to see that. I'm just going to try that again. Different angle, I think. That's better. I'm trying to see where I am. I don't know where I am. Sorry, Doctor Who reference again. That's better. And I'm a little bit too far down, but that's where I want it. Better, looking better. Coming into the middle of each of those. And then here, the middle of those two. That's better. They're starting to line up a little bit better now. So don't stress, just give it a go. I'm just going to keep going all the way down. So that's the middle of those two. So we're kind of lining up. Where these two join will be the bottom of the next loop. And these ones on the side I have to cut short because I'm going to be going into the side of the cheek. And that probably could be on a bit more of an angle. But you can just bring the next one down and on a bit more of an angle, and it'll gradually bring it out over this side more. Bit of an angle. You can't print it directly from there. You'll have to download it. So you can't actually print it from Google Docs because it's a large file. So you need to actually download it or send it to yourself as an email so that you can then print it. It won't print directly from there. Oh, Kenny, how are you? Are you feeling better? Hi, Joey, welcome. Hi, Rochelle, welcome. Guys, thanks for coming in. Hi, Kelly, welcome. Hillary, welcome. No worries, Caran. Hi, Donna, welcome. All these people are popping in and I'm missing you. I'm sorry. I'm just flicking up. Hi, Bella, welcome. The color list is... Okay, no worries, Laura. The color list is included in my Patreon post, and it's also included on Facebook in the group. I've posted it as a post in the event. Okay, I need to extend this bottom one out a little bit closer to the cheek now because it's just shortened off a bit, and I want to extend that out. So you can just stop them halfway if they're coming close to the cheek. You don't have to finish. So here I've just stopped it at the edge of the cheek there. That's fine. Bit more of an angle here. Do a half one there, maybe that might help. So I did the template for those that find drawing things a little bit harder. So hopefully this will help get you on track. And if you don't want to do it, obviously you can try something different. It is really just a thing that you might like to do. Starting to look cool now. You can see it's starting to build up. The other thing that I have seen is fishnet stockings. People have used them. You just lay the fishnet down and you use PanPastel to go over and put it on there. You could use a stencil where you can put a stencil down and just color over it and it brings out the pattern. There's lots of different things that you can do with it. Hi Loretta, welcome. Nikki, hello. Did I say hello to you? Shelley's back. Glad to hear you're feeling better. So tell me, who's going to give this a go? I want to know who's going to try. I can't wait to see yours. And will you do big scales or little scales? Big scales would be a lot quicker. I do believe. I don't do anything by halves, do I? Ugh. My own fault. I'm just going to turn my page on a bit of an angle to come down here. So some of her face is covered over, so here's only going to have a couple of scales coming out. Just do one coming out from there. Half one. They look so cool. I haven't even coloured them yet. Throwing little bums everywhere. You can try freehand. I did some freehand ones and they were all over the place and they look like little loops of weirdness. The first lot I did, and then I did a little bit better and I thought, oh, this could be frustrating, and I wanted to make it easier for you guys to, I mean, what is my Facebook group, tips and tricks? This is one of them. Anything to make life easier and give you a really effective look is my thought. Oh, that one's on a bit of an angle. I hope you can see okay down here. I'm just getting a little bit thinner down the bottom here because I want to thin it out onto the bottom of her face. So I'm going to come to roughly here. So I'm going to turn it on another angle because I want to bring it now around the side of the face. So each time I turn my page, it's bringing it a little bit further around. Coming down a little bit more. Around a little bit. That one's probably a tiny little bit too small, but that's okay because we're coming to the bottom now anyway. So they're going to change shape anyway. I think we're looking good. We want to go the curve, so maybe another couple just here on the edge. And then I think we're done with the face, and I'll move up to the top of the head there. Grabbing the right angle. I think that's pretty good. I think we might just stop there. Actually, no, we'll put one more on this side. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to bring it up and do it up further. So I want to keep it lined up as much as I can with the others. And I'm just going to go to that very peak area there and put the middle on there, so just there, so I know that it's going to be right on top of that curve, just like that. Got another one there, and then we've got one here that's going to match up too, right in the middle again. And I'm just building it back up that way. No worries, Kathy. I know, how awesome is it? Like, just so cool. I think I can do it more often now on more images. Now, I'm going to need my white pencil again here because I want to mark a really light highlight spot just here. So it's still coming from this edge here up and keeping that line there. And we can just sort of bring it up lightly. Just a line, just so we can see roughly where we want to finish those scales. So that curve's coming all the way around her face now, from the side of her mouth all the way around to the top. That's my mummy texting me. I want to wish Alicia a happy birthday. Alright, so we're going to continue up now that we've done that mark. So we don't want to go over that, so I'll just stop short of that if I can. So that's made it quite easy for us to see where we're supposed to be. Now, because that finishes right next to the white, I'm just going to do a quarter of a quarter, a half of a quarter. Just on that edge there. Now we're getting tricky because these are halves and they're little. So you can just kind of make it up as you go here. I'm just trying to just line up this, so this is now a half of that quarter piece, and I've just lined that up because that's sort of coming around and over. I want to come back that side, so just doing a half one and then another half one. And then a larger one at the top. So we're pretending that we can see them. We're just going to go all the way up. So we're going to stop there. And then I think I'll just go up the top here and we'll start from here and go down. Just going to do a baby one there. And another baby one there. And then I can do a full one coming down. And then just a little tiny half one here. There we go. Done. I'll just finish that top section off. Do a little bit there. Done, done, done. All out the side. I would still use this to do them, the Mediterranean blue, because I'm actually going to outline them. So I'll show you that now quickly before I move on to do more. So the outline of the scales are blue, but then on one half of each of these scales I'm going to do it in purple. So I'll start down here. It's kind of going to be hard to explain, so I'll get my little piece of leaning paper here. Just zoom back out again for a seckie. Let's just draw a little batch of them. So you can see on white paper, alright, there's my scales. So on one side of the scale, so we're looking at them from, this is the light angle. So on the left side of these scales, I want to leave them lighter, so I'm going to leave them blue. And on the right hand side of each of those, I'm going to mark them with dark purple. So half of that is dark purple. I'm using photocopy paper here, so it's going to look kind of strange, but so I'm going to do that. So half is blue and half is purple. On the purple side, I've got some lavender, and just making an imaginary line in the middle, just coming over that half with purple. Oh, I broke it. That half with purple. And then grabbing light aqua and doing the blue side with light aqua. So we've got, you can see the imaginary line in the middle now. Coming in with white over the top and just blending the two across the middle. You're going to be able to see this a lot better on the Tantone paper because the white just shines up so nice. And then we're going to use the Mediterranean blue again just to re-deepen the other side because we've gone over it a bit with the white. So that's our scales. Okay. So let's zoom in and do some of these ones. Okay, so I'm going to start with the dark purple, and I'm going to start marking all of these lines. So just the darker side. So you should be able to see them starting to line up. Alongside each other. Just like that. Is everyone able to see that? Do I need to explain that again? Some of those lines you can only see parts of because they're back into the hair area. Hi Becky and Steve, I missed you before. I just bumped my camera too with my head because, you know, it's too close to me. In the description, peoples. It's also in the chat too, so Sahara was posting it up before. It's also on my Patreon page. Links in the top corner of this video. I hope it's up there. I put it up there. Alright. Now, coming in with lavender, I'm just going to colour in that imaginary half. Imaginary half. That sounds so weird. I think you could use this on fish as well, actually, if you want to make them look a little bit more detailed in areas. I think that would look cool. The only reason that I did this was because Shelley asked me to do some like mermaid makeup, so this is my glamour mermaid makeup. Enys is having, or Shelley is hosting an event in Enys's group with her other sea, I can't remember what the other one was called, her newest one. And we've included this one as well. So. And then on the opposite side, Siren Princess, that's right. So this is Sea Princess. Now on the other imaginary side, we'll do some aqua, light aqua this is, sorry. Light aqua. There we go. How's she looking? I think she's looking kind of cool. We do have, there's an extra week in August, so if I don't finish the skin today, I'm not worried about moving on to finish it next week because we do have that extra week to get it done if we don't get it finished. It's just starting to come alive now. And you should be able to see when you miss anything too, because you'll be able to see that tan tone paper underneath. Okay, and then we're going to grab white. You do, Heather. And just at the bottom, I'm just making those two sort of blend in together and putting a little bit of a highlight at the bottom of the scale by blending those two in together. And as you can see on the tan tone paper, even though there's color underneath, the white still comes up. It's awesome. It's amazing. Now I've used medium pressure all the way down so I don't have to do another layer of color. I wanted to make sure I covered over the paper as I went. Ta-da! Right, now, yeah, I'm glad I did the smaller ones. I think they look cool. Let's go and remark out that blue, Mediterranean blue. Just solidify that other side. Make sure it's nice and sharp. So there you go. So yeah, I would mark out on white paper. If you're marking out the white area, you're just going to have to kind of guess where it will be. I did use my white first down on the white paper as well, because as you start to come over the white pencil with a colored pencil, it changes the color of the pencil, so that did help having it down there to start with. So you'll know if you've gone too far around. Done. Thank you, Kenny. Thanks, Nikki. Hey, Pam, welcome. I'm just going to do the skin now. So we'll start on the rest of it and then we can build upon and move down. Okay, so we've got a highlight here. I'm just going over again just to make it a little bit thicker. We've got one here. Just going over it a few times and adding a little bit more color on there. I'm going to draw an imaginary line. Well, actually, I'm going to draw a white line. I'm going to follow all the way up the side of her nose there. And we're going to just kind of bring it straight across. I've got a bit of a curve on it, straight across the top and up into the forehead. So I've just done the line up, around, and over. So this is going to be our highlighted section here on the forehead. So I'm just going to lightly color over that. I was watching Lisa, is it? I don't know how to pronounce her last name. There's another one that's strange. Shelley, you'll know. I just joined her group. Lisa, let me look. Matrokin. She uses, yeah, that's her. She uses a white charcoal pencil to do the highlights. I mean, I'm using Prisma, but yeah, I was watching her do it. I'm like, that's cool. I wouldn't mind some of that. I did try and do, I've got a little bit of white conte, but it's not the same. It just, it's like pastel, so it did not work. Just on this very edge here, I just want to put a little bit of a white spot too. On the edge of her cheek there. A little bit of a highlight on her chin. We're doing our light source from like this right here up the top here, coming across that side. So it's kind of covering, but you can see a bit there, and on the cheek there. And also I'm going to do around the edge of the face too. Around the lips. So I'll just wait in between where you can actually see, and then if you go back and watch, you can slow it down or pause it. Make sure you've got the right, roughly the right spots. I can't believe she didn't do it earlier. Hi Elaine, welcome. Coffee. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? One of the other artists is a tattoo artist as well. The one that does the my best friend's coloring book and Imaginary Dreams or Ticket to Dreams or whatever it is. Imaginary Friends, wasn't it? She's a tattoo artist as well. I'm just going to go down and mark the neck a little bit too, and just on the top of the shoulder here. Just giving her a bit of a glow there. I'm going to put some more scales down on her arm and on her lower upper body here, her chest. Okay, so I think we've got the most difficult part done. So if we don't get much more done, at least you can go off and work on all of your scales. I put them here on top of the shoulder and also just on top of her chest there as well, and also on her neck coming into that dark area. Rightio, let's start the skin. Elaine, I am using and I was just saying that make sure your printer takes this sized paper. It is really thick. Also this size, we were saying that some can't fit in. You might have to crop it. And I'll pop the link up there. It's time to do a giveaway too. So that's the paper. So Enys is kindly giving us one free image to the winner of the giveaway from her Etsy store. This is a lavender now, and I'm going to do a full layer over all of the skin, and I'm going to do a really light layer. I'm not putting any pressure down, I'm just laying the color on. Because this paper's got a little bit of a tooth, it grabs the color really well. So you can see it quite clearly as I lay it down. So that's kind of cool. In Australia here, Enys's images are almost $10, so it's a great little prize for you. And I'm sure there's plenty of images in her store that you'd like to give a go. So sound good for a giveaway? I'll be sending your details off to Enys if you are a winner, and she will then send you the image. And it may take a little while. It takes her a little while to get back to emails, so don't stress, she will get back to you. I think I need to do a little bit of white under her mouth here too, just marking that in. So just remember, if you don't want to do these scales, you could do the other side that I did, so just doing the lines. Look how shiny that looks. Which I started to do on the white piece of paper as well. And I haven't finished the skin off on her yet, so she's still got a little bit, another layer possibly to go over that. But it doesn't look as bright and shiny in those highlight areas as it does on her in this paper. So if you've got the paper and you haven't tried it, or you've been a little bit nervous to try it, definitely give it a go. Okay? Because it comes out amazing. And make sure you use plenty of white. Heather. Cheeky. Next I'm coming over with some henna. Henna. And I'm going to concentrate doing a couple of, still light, but a couple of layers of light in the darker area. So just going over it a couple of times in the darkest areas. And then over the rest, just a nice light layer. Did you get that? So doing a couple of layers in the darker section and then lightening it up and doing one layer over. Just skipping the white for this layer. On the next layer, we will put these colors over the top of the white as well, just to blend them in. So darker in the dark areas. Doing a couple of layers in there. So under the nose, just going to use a little bit of firm pressure in that little gap of the nose, the nostril. I'm going to put a bit of a shadow down there, coming around the nose and just covering a nice light layer over the rest of the skin and darker over those dark areas. And just skipping the white for now. A couple of times in the darker areas, which is around the eye there. And then just a light layer over the lighter areas. And really create some nice shapes in here. Nice and rough too. I'm not being very neat here. And I'll just light layer over her eye. So we've done 2 layers of skin colour. Thanks, Kenny. Yes, it is, Elaine. It's the vellum surface and it's mixed media. I was just saying to you, Elaine, this week that I'd ordered some of the Bristol, and this time I got vellum surface, which is supposed to be the same kind of surface as the tan toned. So I'll let you know how I go with that and see if that goes really well with pencil. I did do one on the Bristol vellum in this little scrapbook, so this is supposed to be the same. And I did the eye with that one. So, and that was with Luminance. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that the surfaces are the same. The only difference is this one's actually Bristol and this one's multimedia. So I don't know. This one's Bristol. Sorry. Oh, they're both the same. So it should be right. But yeah, so this is it's mixed media though. So it is slightly different. It does for sure, Alf. I will, Laura. Good. I just got it in the mail yesterday. The only thing I was really bummed about was there's a dent in the page. Not this one. Yes, this one. Oh, how rude. There's like a dent in it. Oh, so frustrating. Come on, peoples. Anyway. The eye's in my little scrapbook. It's only a little visual diary. 5.5 by 8 inch. It's tiny. It's like, let me just zoom out and you'll be able to see compared to my page. There you go. If it's in there. It's as big as my brush. It's a tiny little thing. And I've done the eye in here with Luminance, testing some Luminance colours. And I've just started a Polychromos owl. So that's his eye so far. And I'm doing some playing with pencils. So having a lot of fun in this little journal. And actually, that was quite a good price. That one was fairly good price because it's smaller paper, that's why. Okay, so we've done that. Let's do a giveaway first before we go any further because I need to go have a quick bathroom break and then we'll come back and do this giveaway. So I'm going to play the giveaway rules, guys. Make sure you read through them and I will come back and I'll read them out for you as well. It's vellum, not smooth. I don't like the smooth. I can't get it to layer. It's really terrible for layering. I have got the smooth as well. But it's no good. Don't get the smooth if you're using pencil. Get the vellum surface. Much, much better. Like 100% better. I kind of was put off when I brought the smooth because I thought, oh, this is terrible. I thought it was going to be like the tan tone, but it was nothing like it. So make sure you get vellum surface. All right, here's the giveaway rules, guys, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay guys, so I'm going to explain the rules. No numbers yet, peoples. Pick one number between 1 and 100. Only one number per person, guys. First person to call the number owns it. No chatting during number calling until the winning number is drawn, which I'll be drawing off random.org. There are no numbers before the words go, 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 or after the words stop, stop, stop will be counted. So anything that's already been done won't count. Okay, so the number that's closest to the number I draw without going over will win. Make sure that you are on live chat and not top chat. So make sure you click on that little arrow at the top of your chat box. Make sure that it's selected on live. Any giveaway or promotion is in no way sponsored, endorsed, or administered by or associated with YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or Enys Guerrero. Have I said it right? Alright, so heaps of people have said they're ready already. Make sure you are, guys, on live chat. Alright, guys, I hope good luck. We are doing a drawing for one image of your choice from Enys's Etsy store. And I wish you all very good luck. Alright, guys, here we go. Go! Look at the numbers fly by! So just while we're number calling there, these things that I did here were for a Patreon video, or Patreon color list, I should say. I did a whole sheet of different skin color blends for Luminance, and I've also done one for Pablo's as well now, and there is a short 2 videos with some skin color blends for Polychromos and Prismacolor that were way back. So if you want to check those out, they're on my Patreon, which is also up in this link. No talking, guys. I was going to set an alarm, but I forgot to set it, so I'm giving you another minute before I stop doing it. But I just wanted to let you guys know that. Shh, no talking. So I've done lavender first as a base. I've done henna over the top and done it a little bit darker in those shadow areas. Just going around the eye there, a little bit darker there. And next color I'm going to go in with is Rosy Beige. You, Rosy, where are you? For those just coming in now, there is no chatting during the numbers being called. Is that what it is? I don't know. And it's almost time's up, so make sure you quickly pop your number in the live chat box. So this is Rosy Beige. Rosy Beige. Alright, let's do this. Any numbers called after now is not included, so you've just got in there, guys. I'm going to go to random.org first. Random. Here we go. And I'm going to click generate. The winning number is number 55. So if you are the closest person to have that number or have that number, and you're the first person to call it, you win. So let's have a look. Oh gosh, we've got so many numbers. Going from the top. Okay. Got Chai at 42 and Oh, Melanie went over. Oh, we've got Holly at 44. Nope. So, yeah, that's higher so far. Keep going. 47 for Pamela. Keep going down. Oh, we've got Kelly at 54. It's Kelly. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Kelly got closer. She got 54. Well done, Kelly. Now, Kelly. Do I have you? Okay. Just send me an email. Actually, might be the easiest way, please. And it's. I should have probably should save this somewhere so I can do it really easy, but you know. It's Colour with Faithful Girl, 1978, all one word, all lowercase, at gmail.com. Can you please email me, dearie? It's also in the description below the video too. So, congratulations. You'll need to email me with the image that you would prefer from her Etsy store. Are you there? Oh, there you are. You're welcome. Now, it may take a few days for Enys to get back to you once I've sent off your info, but she will definitely do that for you. Yay! So email me. All right. We are done. How cool. We'll do one each week. So have a look through her Etsy store. The lovely Heather has been posting up her link for the whole chat, which has been awesome. So pop over there and check out her Etsy store. Have a look at the images and pick one and let me know. Okay. Alrighty, let's keep going, shall we? Next color, Rosy Beige. Let's zoom in again. We're going to do a light layer over everything. Just coming over, starting to cover over the tooth of the paper now. So we're filling in the tooth and just evening everything out now. We want to try to get nice, even, smooth skin if I can. Doesn't always work that way. All right. I'm going to just repeat those colors again. So I'm going to start with lavender. I want to just build up a little bit more texture and a little bit more color on the skin so that we're covering over all of the tooth of the paper. It'll give the image a little bit of depth as well. Bye, cat. Enjoy your day. Oh, no worries, Kim. Welcome. So I've got lavender again, and I'm just going to go back over. So now you can see that the color is really starting to build up on the skin. I'm going to go over the white this time a little bit as well. So really lightly over the white as well, because we want to blend that in a little bit with the skin tone as well. We don't want it to be just bright white. We want it to be lighter, but I don't want it bright white. So just coming back over the top with the lavender next. Doing a nice thin layer over everything again. And over the white as well. Just going to go over our lips lightly. Lavender. I don't really like lavender. It gives me a headache. It's supposed to get rid of headaches, but it gives me a headache. Go figure. Next, going into those darker areas a few times. So this darker area is actually almost completely flat now, and I can hardly see any paper underneath the darker sections, but just doing a light layer over everything again except those darker areas. I'm going to go a bit darker in there, coming over the white as well, adding a little bit of wax there, give us something to blend at the end, but just lightly. And in the darker areas there, I've just put a couple more layers so we get a nice depth in there. So just going in a bit darker in here. I'm going to come in over the top of the darker sections of the eye with the purple in a moment, but that will be at the end when we do all the details. So just coming over all of this. You might not need to do this on other types of paper. I find that with this paper is awesome. You can just blend and keep adding color no matter if you flatten the tooth or not. It tends to still work quite well. So there is plenty of tooth on this paper. Definitely a little bit more work than on Neenah, because Neenah Classic Crest that I normally use is quite soft, so it's a little bit different to that. And just at the bottom here, I just want to add a little bit of depth in there around the bottom of those scales. I'm just going to line those out a bit. A little bit of henna in the lips. Don't want to add too much because I'm going to add some pink in there in a moment. Alright, now what do we use next? Rosy Beige. Hello, Rosie. She has some beautiful images. You are truly correct. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. Bye, Rochelle. Hi, Connie. Welcome. Alright, so Rosy Beige. This time, coming over everything. And I'm going to try to get a bit more of that tooth covered over. Going over the white as well. What we're doing is we're creating depth by adding layers and shape and dimension. And it's so much harder to blend and smooth out the skin if you don't have enough pigment on the page either. So you want to make sure you get some nice even layers. And that's why I've gone over that white this time as well. So we're adding a little bit more pigment to the white areas as well. A little bit on the lips. Okay, I'm going to add a tiny little bit of nectar into these shadow areas. It's a little bit darker than Rosy Beige, and it's a little bit more pink. Rosy Beige has got a bit of a purple tone to it, just in those shadow areas. Alright, now over the top we're going to start to get to our last two layers now. 3 layers. Over the top we've got some Deco Peach just to lighten some of that up a bit. Coming over everything And you can see now that my paper's starting to flatten out completely. There's hardly any Pantone paper coming through, or in the case that you're using white paper, there'll be hardly any white paper coming through now. Don't forget, if you're using different brands, they may need to be used slightly different. Not all brands are the same, and these are wax based, so we're going to build up the colour. Prismacolor is pretty similar to Caran in the way that it lays down. Caran is slightly thicker, I think, the Luminance. Okay, I think that's pretty even so far. Now we've got eggshell. Laura, are you going? Oh, this is for your gallery. Ooh, very exciting. I'm using eggshell now. Oh, hang on. Where's my brush? Let me just erase a little bit here. Just went over the black area. This is a really light colour, and it's also going to put a little bit of yellow tone back into the skin. So at the moment it's quite pink. Just adding a little bit of yellow in there over the top of the white areas as well. And the tooth is almost completely flat now. I've only got a small area or small sections of the Pantone paper coming through now. Most of it's completely covered over. Whatever's left, we're going to grab with our last layer, and we're going to use white just to blend it all out. Going on a different angle to make sure I've got most of that tooth. If there's any imperfections or you want to darken areas, we can always do that after we add on the white. Because as I said, you can just keep layering with this paper. It's pretty awesome. It works out to be, I don't know, whatever the conversion is at the time, Heather. So at the moment, it's looking about $7. So it depends on the conversion on the day, basically. No, we don't time change until October, I think. Is that right? Something like that. We don't do daylight savings till then. Yeah, October. Start of October we change. Hi Judy, welcome. Alright, white. Now I'm going to start in the white light areas. I'm putting down a little bit of pressure now because I want to blend in all of this together. bringing it out now over the rest of the skin as well. Starting in the lighter areas so that we keep that nice and highlighted, and gradually moving out into those darker areas. And I'm thinking I might need to add, see how there's a bit of a color difference here? I'm going to add in a little bit more henna just there. Build in that color a little bit more. And a little bit more of the eggshell. And I'm just going to close it in a little bit at the top there, so a bit of henna. And a bit of eggshell. And then I'm just going to keep blending. So there may be areas that you'll need to adjust depending on what your pressure was, which way you had your pencil going, all of those things. And I'm just smudging out the darker colour now. So staying in those lighter areas and moving out towards the darker ones. We're using our white pencil as our blending pencil. So this line here I think is a little bit too harsh. So I'm going to add a little bit more henna onto the edge, kind of sideways, just to block the line off a little bit. A little bit of eggshell. Just to add that yellow tone back in, and then just blend it. It doesn't look quite as harsh now as a line. Henna and eggshell. And I'm just going to blend it. Really starting to smooth her out now. So that's all I'm doing. Oh, awesome. Polys are great. I love polys. Who's going to have a drink? Hi, Coolaroo. Welcome. If you feel that there's any areas that need adjusting, you'll be able to do them here as well. So I'm just going to go and flatten off most of this tooth first, and then I'm going to go back in and just add in a few more darker areas, and anywhere that sort of looks a little bit strange I'll fix up a bit. I'm using circular motions to push down the tooth of the paper. And I'm going to repeat the same process on the rest of the skin. So next week we might finish off the rest of the body and some hair. Alright, she's looking a little rough, so let's have a play with it. I think we've lost a little bit too much shadow here, so I'm just going to add in some more. I'm going to use the Nectar just to blend that out a little bit. And I think we need to add a little bit of blue or something in there. Let's use some Mediterranean blue. I think that might help. Especially in those shadow areas that have really lightened off. Blue, you say? Don't worry. Blue and orange make a neutral, so we'll be able to neutralize that a bit with the other colors on the top. Oh, I think that's what it needed. I think I skipped that step. Just going along those scales a little bit too, and just want to go on the edge, outer edge a bit. Just add that shadow in there. A little bit of henna over the top. So how many layers is this? This is like the 4th layer, yeah? I think I'll definitely add the blue in a little bit earlier in the rest of the skin. It needed it. It needed it, guys. Alright, what's this one? Nectar again. Bit of henna. Back to nectar. A little bit more of the eggshell. And a little bit more of the Deco Peach. And I think we're nearly done. So it's really starting to flatten off and the skin's looking a little bit more even. I'm hoping. I gotta sit back and have a look at it. I can't see it so close up sometimes. I need to have a look at it back further. Also, looking at it through the camera is good too because it shows me spots that I may have missed. This is Deco Peach now. And it's looking heaps smoother already. And guess what? It must be nearly time to finish because shadows just come out. She just knows when it's time for me to get off, I think. She wakes up and says, hello. I need a little bit of that henna, nectar just over her cheek here a little bit. I think that's a little bit light there. Just really lightly. Yeah, that's a bit better. Bye, Helen. Thank you so much for coming. I hope that I can see you, your image. I look forward to seeing it done. Well, some of it at least. So feel free to post them up in the group. Show us your work so far. If not on Facebook, you could do that on Patreon as well. You can post on the community page. You want your skin done. Just smoothing it off with the white here again. Still got 10 minutes, so I'm going to go in and start doing the details on the eyes and things now as well. She looks pretty. I'm getting to that point now where it's starting to build up, so I think I'm good. Now, I do just want to go in just with a little bit of henna and also a little bit of black and just really define some of those features. Got my black pencil, and I've also got purple, which I'm going to do around the eyes. So I use dark purple, and I'm just going to go around the eyes, so just around those darker patches. Just like that. Just really lightly over that section of the eye there. I'm going to go in with some white and just highlight that. Just nice and dark. Around her eye here. Just a couple of little specks out. Just lightly over that lighter area, but a little bit more firmer over the darker areas. Just like that. And I'm also going to bring this around and create a bit of a dark circle around the outside of her as well. And just adding a little bit into these scales over the top of that colour, just to create a little bit of a shadow in there as well. There we go. Just gently softening the edges off by lightening your pressure as you come out over those scales. Coming over the henna. Really starting to build in now. Black. Oh, Selena, hello. She's starting to get there. I still think she's looking a little bit pale in some of these areas. I might have to go back in, but at the moment she's looking pretty cool. I've got black, and I'm just going to go mark out those darkest areas around her actual eye. Just going to put a couple of eyelashes on there. Not that you can see them under all that purple, but they're still there. And just really lightly going over the greys or the whites of the eyes, just to grey them off slightly. Just doing those dark. So making the whites of the eyes not look all white. We want them to have a little bit of shadow. So coming over the eyeball or the white sections of the eyes. Just blending the black out so it looks grey. And I'm just going to do a light layer over the bottom of the eye there as well. Just really lightly, and I'm going to come over with some light aqua in there. A little bit of white on top of the eyes there, so we get our bit of a highlight. And we want and we want time not to run out so quickly. Turquoise, cobalt turquoise, sorry. I'm going to do that in the top darkest section of the eyes. I'm just going to miss the pupil actually. I think I'll do the pupil with a bit of black. Just deepen it up slightly. You can hardly see the pupil on this side. There's a light reflection on it. So just going over all of the black areas of the eye. It looks like the iris of this eye is quite big. So it looks kind of strange. It's got that whimsical kind of look to it. Bit of black just at the top there. And then just blending out the bottom section where I did the white with light aqua. There's like a little white highlight there. I've covered over with white in there. And I'll come back in with the white pen and paint pen and fill that out. They're nice and bright, aren't they? I think we're good for the eyes. I think we'll go in and we'll do our details. So normally I would finish all of this off, the skin off before doing the details, but we'll do some details in here. Putting some black raspberry into the shadows of the lips. And I'm just going to do a tiny little bit of black in the mouth, just on that top section there. Blending that out with some white. And then redefining that lip edge. Got some teeth showing in this one. Got magenta going over the top of the darker colour, and I'm bringing it out now over the rest of the lips, still leaving a really nice highlight section though. I want to have some shiny lips there, so I'm going to leave a little gap on the top here. Firm pressure, building in that colour, making it nice and rich, especially on this paper. It comes up beautiful. She's got beautiful, nice full lips there. A little bit of hot pink. Of course, they've all been sharpened and I keep breaking them. Just going to put a little bit of pink into her eye as well. Just a little bit of colour into the whites. And then I've got white just coming in and just scratching over that highlight bit, because when I put my white paint pen on there, I don't want too much of that colour coming through. Okay. As I said, I think I need to just tweak a little bit now. This is henna. And a little bit of the nectar. Just blending out those lines. Just gonna she's starting to come along, isn't she? Just a little bit of lavender. I just want to sort of blend off the very edge of these scales here. I put a little bit of blue, Mediterranean blue up there when I pulled that out. So I'm just going out in over the top of that, just blending them out into the skin a bit. And then just a little bit of white to blend that off. Let's do the details, and we've done the face at least. Well, that was kind of good. I didn't know if what would get done, so it's good that we got the face finished at least. Let's put some details on it. So I've got my paint pen. Thank you, Laura. I haven't done anything on her eyebrows yet. I'm waiting because I want to know what colour I'm doing in the hair. So we'll wait until I do the hair. So I've left our eyebrows just blank for now. And I've done the skin colour pretty much in and over them. So you can still see them just here. There's an eyebrow here. Underneath that pencil there, just a little bit. And I'll come back in once I know. I want to do the hair some sort of golden yellow, so once I know exactly what colors I'm doing in the hair, I'll come back in and I'll put the darkest color in the eyebrows there. Okay, now we're going to put details in. So I've got white gel pen, or white paint pen, sorry. This is the Pintor extra fine. I also like the Posca white paint pen. This is a fine one. I like both of these. And I'm just going to go and put in some of these details. Now, when you lay the dark purple down, it's really rich and it does come back through the white gel pen or paint pen, so you will get a little bit of bleed back through on those areas. Just going to put a couple of little spots on the lip just to make them look shiny, and I'm also going to put a tiny little bit on the edge of the nose and just blend it into the skin, so the very edge of it's just a little bit lighter. Just going to do the same, just lighten that highlight patch across the top there just a little bit. I just tapped it down with my finger, just drawn it on and then just tapped it down. Just using it to add a tiny little bit more of a highlight in there. And you can use gouache to do this as well. Gouache. Everyone says it different, eh? A little bit across the bottom. Okay, I'm also going to put some little spots on. So I'm just going to come over and just put a couple of little sparkles on the side, down on her cheek here. You can already see here this one's starting to look pink because of the purple underneath. To use gouache, it doesn't come through as much. And lastly, the tiny little details. I've got that, this is a number 5 Jelly Roll pen. And we're going to do a line. Okay, I'm not doing anything because it's not working. I picked up, here we go. A line on the light section and a dot just before we get to the purple. So a line and a dot. I don't know if you can see that very well, but just a dot there, a dot there, a dot there, a little bit of a line and a dot. Line, dot, line, dot. So that each little scale has its own little highlight. Adding to the little sparkly feel of it. Just like that, all the way down the scales. There you go. That's why I'm doing these sections on the lighter parts, so not going over the actual pink, just trying to keep it on the blue and green section because that won't come through and it'll keep its highlight then too. Keep it shiny. But I hope you learned something from this one and you enjoyed doing that. I'll go and we'll finish off the skin next week. Or maybe we'll finish off the skin near the end, but I'll work my way down. So we might do hair next week maybe. I'm not sure yet. But we'll see. or you can go ahead and finish off the rest of the skin in your own time as well. I gotta go and draw some more scales on yet, so big congratulations to Kelly, and a big thank you to Mods. Done an awesome job. And thank you everyone so much for coming and watching today. Make sure you pop over and check it out. All of Enys's links, her Facebook group, her Facebook page, her Instagram, all of those are in the description. So once the video finishes, if you open up the description, you'll be able to see all those links down the bottom there. And we're done. Very good. I'm very happy. Just zoom out and you can see it finished. So if you don't want to do the tiny little scales, you could try the little hashtag thing that I did. I call it a hashtag because it's kind of like just on this skin here. I just used the lines to create little grid pattern on the side of her face. And on this side I finished off with the scales on the shoulder and the neck. So that's what I'm going to do. So you can choose either one. I put a bit more highlight in this one than the other one. You can see on the eye and stuff it looks kind of strange, but I can scratch that off. Love gel pen. And paint pen. Her lips are a little bit lighter. Her lips are a bit darker. I think there's a little bit of touching up that can be done here. And you'll probably find the same thing too when you're looking at it. You'll be like, oh, I think that needs more depth in there, or that looks like it's disappeared too much. And just play around with it until you get it right. And the great thing is that, as I said, this paper in particular, you can sort of keep doing that. You will just keep taking it. It will. It's already shiny in some sections, but it still takes more. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I will see you on Monday. I don't know what we're going to do on Monday. I hadn't thought about it. I'm sure I'll find something. I'll see you on Monday, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks again. Enjoy your day, evening, night, wherever you are. Enjoy it. Thank you. Go and play around with your little hole punch template. Enjoy. Thanks again.